Welcome to Bullets, Pickler Wealth Advisors' monthly market update, where each month I'll break down the major economic and political activities happening in our world. No frills, no jargon, just the facts. For our artist trivia, this month our artistry and advising series celebrates Claude Monet, the master of light, color, and capturing the fleeting beauty of everyday life. Did you know Monet's Impression Sunrise is the painting that gave Impressionism its name? When a critic mockingly referred to the piece as merely an impression, Monet and his fellow artists embraced the term, and a revolutionary art movement was born. Just as Monet captured the essence of a fleeting moment, our market bullets to steer the ever-changing financial landscape into clear, concise insights. Because in both art and investing, perspective makes all the difference. As we look back at the month of March, this was truly the month, ladies and gentlemen, that we all became terrified. Animal spirits became dispirited. Confidence levels among consumers, executives, analysts, central banks, and investors collapsed. Markets became incredibly pessimistic. And clearly, Donald Trump's April 2nd day of liberation may in fact validate that pessimism. If Trump lays out a strategy to balance the budget on the backs of those Doge individual savings and tariffs, markets may in fact fall further. If, on the other hand, Trump chooses to pursue a plan to reindustrialize America, markets also could fall further. But if Trump uses tariffs as that hammer of Thor to force those dirty 15 countries, or maybe even the dirty 60 countries, who have been imposing those significant tariffs on American goods, markets could in fact soar. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, people are terrified. We are seeing where consumer confidence has dropped to the lowest level since January of 2021. We are seeing that only 37% of stock market analysts believe that the markets will rise over the next 12 months. We are seeing where CEO confidence has dropped to the lowest level since the great financial crisis in 2008. And yes, 39% of investors only believe that the economy will be better in a year. And 40% believe that a recession is probable in the next year. And even the Federal Reserve is using the term stagflation. All this sounds scary, but ladies and gentlemen, remember the quote by Warren Buffett: "Be fearful when others are greedy, and greedy when others are fearful." I believe that while Trump is trying to slash the size of government and encourage more manufacturing in America, his primary objective is to create more opportunities for American companies and employees. If we use his first term as a guide, he engaged in a trade war with China, Canada, and Mexico in 2017 and 2018. And ultimately, he secured trade deals with each country, and thus the markets then soared over 30%. Now, he's targeting those dirty 15 or dirty 60 countries who have been imposing these tariffs against American goods, and they've been putting a barrier to free trade. Now, time will tell, but don't be surprised if the imposition of these tariffs lead to more trade deals, and thus maybe more market soaring. It's said that history does not repeat itself, but it does rhyme. You know, we saw from February 19th of this year to March 11th that a market correction, a market decline of 10%. It actually was the 7th fastest correction in history. And if we look back at some other corrections, like when COVID, it happened in 8 days. The first Trump trade war in 13 days. Dwight Eisenhower's heart attack, 18 days. The onset of the Korean War, 17 days. The Volcker rate shock, 20 days. And the Asian financial crisis occurring in 20 days. In each of these crises, if we look at the average, the stock market, yes, it went down 10% during that time period. But over the course of the next 6 months, the markets on average went up 15%. And over the next 12 months, the market soared over 19.9%. So remember, the time may be looking a little bit dim now, but it very well may be looking at a much brighter future as we go forward. Artist quote: "True artistry, whether in planning or painting, comes from being deeply invested in the details, constantly learning and embracing both the beauty and the challenge of the work. As Claude Monet once reflected, color is my day-long obsession, my joy, and torment. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, at Pickler Wealth Advisors, it's our family delivering solutions for your family. This is our passion. This is our purpose. Together we plan. Until next time, I'm David Pickler, and these are the Market Bullets.